It's time for us to get into the real thing. The real thing is Kabbalah play. It's to play with the divine names and the letters and the spellings. What you see here is a depiction of the Yud He Vav He expressed as the four spellings of it as 72 name, 63 name, 45 name, and 52 name. That comes out to be 232, which are the four spellings of Yud He Vav He. All of Judaism can be expressed within these four expansions. And we're going to start in with this now. My suggestion is that you meditate on these names, letters, write them down as I have them here. And these are the expansions of Yud He Vav He, the divine name. And most of Judah, all of Judaism, is expressed and can be found within this. And so I want to explicate some of it. And this is what I mean by Kabbalah play, you see. So the first expansion here is with Yuds. Yud, and then Hey with a Yud, Vav with a Yud filling, and another Hey with a Yud. That comes out to be 72, and that's the 72 name of God. As a Kabbalist, you must understand and know this name. You have to know all four names. You have to know the expansion of Yud He Vav He. But now we're going to do how many Yuds are there in the 72 name. Now, if you count them out there, you'll see there are 4 Yuds. Each Yud is 10. So right away you have 40. And you understand very well the expression of what 40 is in Judaism. 40 is like how many days Moses was on Sinai and how many years they were in the desert. And 40 is also the letter Mem. And so what is 40 to you, or why it's so important in Judaism, is because it's expressed in this 72 name, which is the highest name. Another thing about this 40 is if you multiply each of the tens times itself, which shows the full potentiality of the tens, you get 100, and there are 4 of those. So there's 400. And those are the 400 shekels of silver that Abraham paid for the cave of Machpelah, double cave, that he buried Sarah in. And where's that 400 come from? That comes from there. What I'm going to do now is pull it down to the second name. Notice how many Yuds there are in the second name. There's Yud for the first Yud. Hey has a Yud. Then the Vav has an Aleph in it. And that's what makes the difference between the 72 name and the 63 name. It's that the 72 name has a Yud in it, and the 63 name has a Vav. And then the final Hey has a Yud. So we're only counting Yuds now. Yud, so there's 3 Yuds. So it's 30 here. You see? And if I multiply each one by itself, that means there's 300 here in Yuds. So there's 400 in the first one, 300 in Yuds worth in the second one. And so that's actually the difference here between the divine name of Aleph of 72 and 63. As I said in the previous video, that the Shin was the final letter in this world. And that's the 63 world of Bria. And the Tav, that's 400, is the final letter of the Etziliot world, which is expressed as the 4 Yuds there. So we have 300 in the 63 name, the Bria world, and 400 in the 72 name. Shin is 300, Tav is 400, and that gives Shet. Set. 300 and 400. It also gives how many prongs there are on the Shin, which is 300. And so on the Shin of the Tefillin, on the right side Shin, there's 3 prongs, and the Shin is 300 itself. On the left-hand side, there are 4 prongs, and the 4-pronged Shin is the Shin of the Olam Haba. So this could be expressed there. If we just take the 3 Yuds separately and use with the Aleph, that's 31, and that comes to be El. So the name El is there. So the first one, and then the 2 names together, which are 40 for the first name and 31 for the second name, that's 71, that's Mole. That means full, which is a very deep name, and that's the like the Sanhedrin. The Upper Sanhedrin has 71 members. Then we go to the third name here, which is Yud, and then 3 Hays, 3 Alephes. And so that's the number 13. The number 13 is obviously the 13 attributes of mercy. It's also the gematria of Echad, and a lot of other things. And then we go to the final Yud of there's only one Yud in the final 52 name. And that 52 name, with one Yud, kind of represents the 10 Commandments. And as you see, the Hays are written as 2 Hays. That's like 5 in each stone, in each luach. So, as a total here, we have 9 Yuds. 9 Yuds. And if you square each one, that comes out to be, each one is 100, 900. And in my previous video, I was doing some gematria for 900, and you can go check that out. And this is just the start. The total there is 232. And I put the final mem around it, which is 600, that's 832, which is the gematria of Eretz Yisrael. And so Eretz Yisrael could be expressed by this little card that I have here. And so I want you to look at the card. I'm going to close this now. But this is what I call Kabbalah play. Playfulness. Find out things. That's why I've included my clown here. This is the deepest stuff we've done. This is the divine name expressed as the 72, 63, 45, and 52. And if you meditate on this and find the different things, it'll be worth your while, because this is how Judaism is extrapolated.